ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Pro and Bro Wrestling Podcast. Episode 20 today, man.
Episode 20, making moves, making $1 million moves.
We just came back from a big weekend. As you guys know, it was Summerslam weekend. It was amazing. We actually watched Summerslam together at my friend's house, Mike.
Finally.
And he threw,
You ain't ducking and dodging me.
No, I never duck and dodge you. Come on, man. But he came through, right? With the whole SummerSlam theme. He decorated the whole house.
It was amazing, man. When you told me that Mike had decorated, I said, you going to show me pictures? I said, don't show me. I love stuff like that.
You love surprises.
I love surprises, and I'm a fan till the day I die. And I like watching the reactions from the fans in attendance, what they react to, what they don't like. Mm-hmm. It's fun for me. But I thought it was just going to be the three of us.
Yeah, no, it was a little shindig.
It was a jam-packed party. The food was amazing. Yeah. The corn was out of this world.
And I want to apologize to you ahead of time for my coffee breath. We're really super close right now. And I'm sipping on that black coffee, so just a little disclaimer.
Well, I need coffee because I'm missing no days off.
Yeah, you always come here with your little energy drinks and there's no drinks today.
You don't realize I'm missing no days off. As we speak, I'm going on with no sleep. I had to put my Japanese eye drops in. Look, Japanese eye drops, you can't get them anywhere. These are what all the wrestlers use.
What? No way.
It burns. You can't get it anywhere in the States.
Dang.
So I got this from Japan.
I like the packaging.
I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me.
Holla if you hear me.
And finally, damn, you finally wearing a wrestling shirt.
Yeah, you keep calling me out on it, man. I was like, enough is enough, and it's time for a change. Where's that from?
Of course I know. Owen Hart.
There you go.
I know my history.
A nugget. So I figured I rocked the Rock shirt. I got this at Urban Outfitters, actually.
Urban Outfitters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. A throwback to the 90s a little bit of 90s vibe.
I love it, but check me out.
You are, dude.
We're a tag team, right?
Yeah, before the camera was on, you told me a cool story about that. I feel like you should tell that.
You're a great storyteller, but let's hear it from you.
No. I can't do it justice. Come on.
Okay, this is a Raw original draft shirt. Mm-hmm. So, when they would separate us, Raw and SmackDown, they would give us draft shirts.
Yeah.
$1 billion company, and then after the show, they're collecting them. Guys, we need these shirts back. What the hell, man?
And how many of the guys and girls actually gave their shirts back after?
Majority.
Yeah.
But hey, this is meaningful for me. This is a schmedium.
Yeah.
Schmedium. This is TV tight.
You just stuffed it in your duffel bag real quick before anyone notices.
No, I guess. But hey, man, $1 billion company, they can afford them.
Yeah.
They can afford them. But a schmedium, this is tight. TV tight. Because the reason why I normally wear a large, but this is a medium. If I wear a medium, it makes you look bigger.
Yeah.
So shit's
I
gotta
feel
be
like
tight.
if you wear a medium, it would look like a tattoo on you. Like a red, you just have a red tattoo in your body.
Yeah, and red's not my favorite color.
Oh, you're a blue guy.
Yeah, I'm a blue guy, and
just like Snoop. Before we start the podcast, I just want to make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Pro and Bro Wrestling Podcast. And if you're watching us visually, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also leave a comment down in the section below. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, give us that 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 time. 5-star rating.
5-star review, baby.
5-star review. And leave us a review to see what we can do better. And with that said, along with us talking...
sorry to cut you off.
No worries.
What we could do better. Someone very close to me said that I should... and I want to get your opinion. Looking into the camera when we do this podcast, because I was telling my one close friend, this is kind of listening based, right? We try to push more of the iTunes rather than the YouTube.
Right.
But he was telling me I should be looking. He said, you make great eye contact with the camera. But me, I'm looking at you more.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Should I be mirroring you and looking into the camera?
I'm going to tell you what Cody Rhodes tell his employees when they get a text about AEW stuff. Go with your heart.
Go with your heart.
Yeah. Do what feels natural to you.
Okay. Well, I mean, I like looking into the camera.
Yeah, look at the camera if you want to, man.
But this is therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy session number 20.
Mm-hmm. Yes, number 20,
and
man.
This is a loaded episode, man. Loaded. When I tell you loaded, it could be our longest podcast.
It might be.
Because talking about SummerSlam, the hottest pay-per-view of the summer, and then my special guests that I have on here.
Yes.
I always say that anyone I have on Pro Bro Wrestling is a very special piece of the puzzle to Fred Ross or Darren Young, and Shawn Donavan to the wrestling world. If it wasn't for him, when it comes down to it, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be a WWE superstar because he was my connection. And he's going to be a very, very special guest on Pro Bro Wrestling. He's got a lot to say. He's great he can walk the walk, talk the talk. I can't wait to hear him. He's got some great stories about me and just the state of the wrestling business. He can go on and on, man.
I bet.
When you say, hey, Fred, I think you need to take it home. Let me know to take it home, but...
That's a great Arnold impression.
Well, that's you like giving me, hey, Fred, tell him to take it home now, we hit that 2-hour mark. But yeah.
I can't wait.
This is a jam-packed episode. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, I never am. But let's get it started. Let's give him a call.
Arnold, let me just tell you, I told you from the beginning of this episode, this is a very... very special episode. If it wasn't for Shawn Donavan, our guest, I wouldn't have been a WWE superstar. He was a very important piece of the puzzle when it came down to finding a wrestling school, you know? Yeah. So the one thing I love about Shawn Donavan is that, he is a hustler. He has that intensity. He has that drive to just be the best, and I learned a lot from him. So I just want to introduce him. Shawn Donavan, thank you for being a very special guest on Pro Bro Wrestling. I talk very highly of you to my boy Arnold, my bro, and I'm just very happy to have you on. Last week I had Damian Adams. This week I have you. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, what's up, man? I'm Arnold. Nice to meet you, bro.
Hey, Arnold. It's nice to meet you, man. And Fred, thank you for the introduction. I appreciate it. As a matter of fact, earlier this morning while I was hitting the day job, I got a chance to listen to your episode with Damian Lewis, whatever we call him. And it's a fun episode to listen to because I love Lewis because I know if you give him the platform, he'll talk for 24 hours straight.
That was a fun episode, man. That was good times.
It was.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to have you here, man.
Man, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I just, right off the bat, I just kind of want to know, how did you and Fred meet?
So trying to recant the dates, and maybe Fred remembers a lot of this too. So we had a mutual friend by the name of Phil. I had worked at a local gym close to Union where Fred grew up in Millburn. It was called Maximum Fitness.
Okay.
And, when I got into wrestling, that was like my training. It was like the perfect opportunity. I was in between jobs, and I said, you know what? If I want to be a part of this, I got to look like a wrestler. So I got a job working at a gym as a fitness trainer,
nice.
Selling memberships, learning all the things you learn at when you work at a gym.
Sure.
And it just so happened the gym was closed one day, and I think it was Thanksgiving Day, if I don't believe it. And if I'm correct on the year, was it 2001 or 2002? Freddie, you remember?
Yeah, probably 2001.
Okay, so that would have been, you came in not even that long after I started. But yeah, I mean, I remember I was coming up from the weight room. It was 2 different floors, and here comes Phil walking in with, I think it was maybe his brother-in-law.
Yes.
And here's this fucking kid, shit brick house of a monster, and introduced me to him. And we just talked for a couple minutes, and, he was a big fan of wrestling. I was just getting involved in the business, and, he was thinking about doing it, and I offered him to come check out a show at a local show nearby. He came to the show. I spoke with Fred afterwards, and not too long after that, he walked through the doors of IWF, which is our old stomping ground. So that's how I remember Fred. I know in between that, I would see him at the local Dairy Queen where he was part-time, which I'm sure we'll get to later on.
Yeah.
And the jokes we would pull on Fred at Dairy Queen. But yeah, man, that's how we met.
That's awesome, man. And right before you met Fred, I knew you grew up a wrestling fan, right? You started watching wrestling like around the 90s. And if I'm not mistaken, you watched... go ahead.
I grew up a fan. I was introduced to wrestling when I was maybe 5 or 6. And like a lot of guys in my time, our grandfathers watched it. And, I remember the first match I saw, and I was hooked, and you couldn't take it away from me. I mean, as I grew up as a kid, man, I was clearing out Blockbuster of every videotape they had wrestling. And it was literally every week I was renting the same videos over and over and over again. I couldn't get enough of it. I think I may have rented WrestleMania 6 from Blockbuster maybe 40 or 50 times. So,
I'm sure I did that too.
But yeah, man, I grew up a fan my whole life. I didn't want to do anything else but become a professional wrestler.
I think how you discovered wrestling was the same way that I discovered wrestling, because I always tell Fred at the time, I'm 32 now. At the time I was, I think, like 4 years old. And I grew up in Indonesia where there's only 6 channels. And one of the channels just happened to be WCW Saturday Night Live. And I saw Alex Wright do Sunset Flip. And I was like, what is that? And like I was hooked ever since. And just like you, man, like I would go to like Vaughn's and Ralph's, and I would like try to get like all the Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines, and like rent as many videos as I can on Blockbuster when they were still alive. But
I think I borderline my love of passion for wrestling, and maybe Fred shares some of this too. It was 24/7 for me. I didn't care about if there were friends on my block that didn't like wrestling. I didn't have time for them.
I
grew up in a very Catholic household. My parents would want to go to church on Saturdays or Sundays, and it just so happened that going to church coincided with WCW Saturday Night, Power Hour on Sundays, and I would, and my mother knows this, and she jokes about it today. I would pull every BS lie out of the book. I'm sick. I don't feel well. I'd go around the corner to the candy store, get my WWF magazine, Pro Wrestling Show. I mean, it was wrestling 24/7. Even in high school, I was the odd kid. I always call myself the odd outcast. I was the overweight kid that just wore wrestling shirts to school. My yearbook is filled with people said most likely to become WWF champion. I mean, anyone who knew me, if you didn't like wrestling, I didn't have time for you. That's just how it was for me.
Likewise, man. Priorities. Hey, do you remember the show WWF Saturday LimeWire? Like it was on Saturday morning.
Yes, I do.
That was really cool. I used to get so excited when like Shawn Michaels would come in, and you can like call in and he'll answer like a bunch of Q&A questions about like his feud with Psycho Sid. I miss those days, man.
Yeah, I did too. My Saturdays were always the best because I knew it was Saturday morning. It was WWF Superstars, and it was American Gladiators. And Saturday night it was WCW Saturday Night. And I remember I used to throw temper tantrums if it got preempted because of Braves baseball. And then I literally, and Fred, you noticed too, man, I think we've always talked about it. I would stay up until 1 a.m. on Saturday waiting for ECW to come on MSG Network. And if I fell asleep, I had my VCR timer set ready to go. Oh, dude, it was nothing but 24/7 wrestling. I couldn't get enough.
Right.
Arno, I told you this episode was going to be intense, and let me just say that was the first thing when I laid eyes on Donavan in the ring, his intensity. Not only is he intense outside of the ring, which I love, he's intense inside of the ring. He's believable. He's fans of guys like Ravishing Rick Rude, Arn Anderson, some of the greats. I know those are some of my favorites. Who are some of your favorites that you studied since day one?
You know what? A lot of it correlates to the guys I grew up liking and watching, because I was never a quote-unquote good guy. I didn't like the good guys. For some reason, I was always drawn to the villains, and we'll get to that later. Maybe that's always part of my grumpy attitude. But I always loved the villains. I loved how they could get under your skin and make you want to jump over the guardrail and attack somebody. So for me, it was the Ravishing Rick Rudes. It was the Arn Andersons. It was, to a degree, the Ric Flairs. But then take it to another page. I loved Terry Funk and how over the top and different he was, and how I drew into him because he just separated himself in everything that he did. And then, obviously later on when the tape trading era came, when I was in my 20s and first started wrestling, then I started getting into a lot of the territories, and I would start watching the guys that nobody ever really, heard of, like, like the in our area, like the Bill Dundees and the Jerry Lawlers and all those guys from that era.
Yeah.
Those are a lot of the guys, but then I did love the guys that were so athletic, like a Ricky Steamboat, like a Ricky Morton.
Hey, don't forget about Brad Armstrong, baby. You can't forget about Brad.
No, absolutely no. You're right. You can't leave out Brad Armstrong either. But you just saw these guys that when they were getting the holy shit kicked out of them. I'm sorry if I'm not allowed to curse.
Yeah, do your thing, bro.
Man.
Yeah, man, when those guys are getting the shit kicked out of them, and the camera would pan to the crowd, and you just saw the sympathy.
Yeah.
And it's like I was into all those types of matches and watching from both sides. So those are a lot of the guys that I would watch, and a lot of it came from our trainers and guys that would walk through the doors, and they would give us advice on who to study. And if you weren't smart early on and you didn't have a notebook taking notes, you weren't going to get ahead of the curve, because I was a sponge, man. And it's funny, Fred, just bringing up a story, you make a point about guys I would study, and I think Fred remembers this too. I was a psychopath at studying stuff. I literally went at one point and I found every Coliseum video from WWF and every pay-per-view from WCW on VHS, and back when VHS DVD recorders were around, I converted every single one of them to a DVD. And it's kind of funny, we're all good friends with Shawn Bennett, who works with WWE as a referee. And every time I see him, he makes no bones about asking me how much I enjoy paying $9.99 a month for the WWE. My DVDs don't mean shit no more. But yeah, that's how much of a psycho I was studying this. I mean, it was, if we weren't at the school training, we were talking about it. If we weren't talking about it, we were watching tapes, we were studying, watching interviews, and we were trying to get our hands on every bit of knowledge we could get our hands on.
I think it's really cool to hear you say that you were more you grabbed more into the heels, because I feel like some of the best workers were fans of the heels growing up as kids. Like CM Punk was a big Roddy Piper fan because the guy can talk. Kevin Owens was a big Chris Jericho fan. So I feel like the best workers grew up idolizing the heels, which I think is really cool.
No, I agree, and that's, again, you don't hear it. I mean, a lot of times you do hear it, but you don't hear it as much. I mean, a lot from my era were as a split divide of who was a Hulk Hogan fan, who was an Ultimate Warrior fan, and for me, as much as I loved Ultimate Warrior for the theatrics, I knew very early on I wasn't drawn to his matches.
Sure,
but I was never drawn to Hulk Hogan either.
Sure.
I loved the villains that beat him up, like Boss Man, Kamala.
Yeah.
I absolutely went nuts when Sid turned on Hogan. So
right.
It's been a wild ride, man, of thinking of like the stuff that we grew up on and just how long ago it was. But a lot of that stuff still holds up today when you watch it against a lot of today's stuff.
Absolutely, and I know you're a big fan of Ravishing Rick Rude, hence your name earlier in your career, Simply Ravishing. And again, him, like me being a kid thinking wrestling is 100% real, I didn't want to ask my parents to take me to a wrestling show because I was scared that Rick Rude was gonna hit on my mom. Like I used to cry. Like that's the biggest reason why I never asked my parents to take me to a wrestling show.
Well, I mean, I could be a little bit of a player, so if you're ever at one of the shows that I'm on, don't bring your mom.
Okay, good to know. Fair warning.
That's it, man. Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, keep going.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just, and it's funny because you bring up the Simply Ravishing part, and that's a big part of our business that comes along too as you evolve, and Fred can attest to this too. one of the reasons that I think, I have a lot of longevity and some other guys, not a lot as many from my era, but some still are, and like Fred too, is you have to constantly evolve who you are, and you have to be one or two steps ahead of the curve to figure out where you're going, which is unfortunately why I think a lot of guys who get into the business now, they're thinking of the here and now, and they're not thinking of themselves as a business and thinking a few steps ahead on how to evolve so they keep themselves fresh and relevant in the ever-changing business that we're in today.
Shawn, it's great you say that. In our industry, we all have to be able to walk the walk and talk the talk. Me, in my earlier years, I was never comfortable on the mic because I wasn't comfortable with being myself, Once I came out in 2013, I was able to just be myself. I didn't have to cut promos like this anymore. Let me tell you something. Bone Crusher Fred Sampson is going to beat you down and I'm going to break you in half. I don't have to talk like that anymore. I can just be myself. I can be feminine. I can be masculine. I can just be me at the end of the day. With you, you had that intensity. You could walk the walk and talk the talk. Who were some of your favorite guys you studied with the promos and stuff like that? Who did you gravitate towards to?
A lot of it in the beginning, really, because I never bought into the character promos because to me, I could always just tell it didn't match who the real person was. So for me, I gravitated to the guys that spoke, I like to talk, they spoke real. Mm-hmm. And to me, I mentioned them earlier, guys like Arn Anderson, who I loved in promos because he would always start his promo with a quote. And he would somehow tie in that quote to whatever that promo needed to get across, whether it was a certain story or a certain individual. But then I would graduate over and I would watch Terry Funk. And again, just so real and so believable in his promos. And as I got to build in the territories, I started watching a lot of that stuff because all those guys in the territories were not scripted to a certain degree. They weren't even really given bullet points. They were just said, hey, you're going to wrestle this guy on this local TV show. Here you go. Here's the microphone. And I would be captivated because there was just a realism in what they were saying. But like you said earlier, they could walk the walk and talk the talk. So if Arn Anderson told me he was going to kick your ass, I believed every bit of those words that were coming out of his mouth.
I still believe it. I still believe it to this day. I'm always nervous. Just nervous around Arn Anderson, but it's a good nervous because you want to do well. You want to, make him want to work with you and give you advice. So, you being around Arn Anderson, you would definitely pick up a lot of knowledge from him.
I was around him once when we'd done some extra work. I think it was one of the few times I didn't do extra work with you back in the day. And you remember a guy by the name of Chad Wicks?
Yes.
So it was one of those times we did extra work, and I believe it was at Nassau Coliseum, and it was at the time where you get in the ring and you can just chain around with guys if there wasn't a need for the WWE guys to be in the ring going over stuff. And I remember just chain wrestling in there with Chad Wicks, and Arn Anderson just rolled in the ring. So as I'm chaining, I'm already shitting my pants because this is one of my idols that and I'm trying to, in a sense, be calm but kind of impress him. And he stopped me at one point doing an arm wringer. And at that point, I had been wrestling four, maybe 5 years at that point. And not in a bad way. He gave me some advice, but it made me feel like I didn't know a goddamn thing about what I was doing in this business just because of how much knowledge he had.
Yeah.
And I felt like shit afterwards because he kind of shit on the way I did the arm wringer, but he showed me a better way to do it, which now is the way that I've been doing an arm wringer ever since that day. But again, it's just that intimidation factor. But if there's an opportunity for me to attend a seminar, even as long as I've been doing this, I will still attend one. And if it's with Arn, I will have no bones about making the drive to do it either. So, because you never stop learning in this business from anybody.
Yeah, I've gotten yelled at, Arn. and it wasn't my fault, really, but I just took the blame. I've got yelled at him twice off the top of my head. I remember I was working EC3 on NXT, and we weren't supposed to go to the outside, but somehow, like, he fell to the outside, so I had to go out there and get him. And then when we come to the back, Arn was like, "What the fuck was that?" I took the blame right away. He's like, "You trying to make me lose my job?" I said, "Fuck that." I said, "Arn, I'm sorry. I know we weren't supposed to go to the outside. I take the blame. Everything I did, I always took the blame. But like, he knew what was up. So, you know, when it comes to promos. You know, when we used to do promos for Vince McMahon, we would have promo class every Monday and or Tuesday. And people would be so nervous to do promos in front of him and a couple of the other writers and stuff like that. It was just a nerve-wracking experience. It's nothing more nerve-wracking than doing promos in front of your peers, like in the morning before TV. A lot of us got better things to worry about, but you being in promo class, man, you would have definitely been at the top of the list when it came to promos.
I love promos, and even now, some of the guys, you know, like Justin or Moff, and they always joke around when we talk to me. They're like, whenever, like, if we're on a show and somebody says, "Hey, can you guys kind of pre-tape?" You know, I look over at Moff, and he's looking at me, and tell everybody, look at me, he goes, everybody goes, you know, I got to tell you one thing. He goes, Donavan doesn't like cutting promos because I'm a promo machine, man. I don't like to think about it. I just like to say, the camera's going to go and whatever comes into my mind, hey, let's go and let's just see what comes of it. And you know me, I've never been anyone to really, you know, sugarcoat, especially in the last couple of years. I've never been one to sugarcoat anything. So when just something comes to mind, you just got to let it fly and let it come out. Because that's when I think promos are at their realest. Mm-hmm. I remember doing a promo at a Ring of Honor camp, and Kevin Kelly was there, and the first day of doing promos, I had a really good promo going, and I started to get a little emotional in the promo, and I held back. And Kevin Kelly told me afterwards, said, when you're starting to feel that emotion, he said, don't hold back. Even if there's real tears coming out, he's like, even if you got to take a second to pull yourself back, he goes, let the tears flow and let it pull from your gut. Mm-hmm. And I came back the second day, and I just ripped, and I just let it fly.
Nice.
And that's what I love about promos is and we do that, you know, in training where I help at the school for WrestlePro, is when we do promo classes, I tell the guys, no, we're going to go on the fly. You don't have time to think. So when I say go, you got 60 seconds. Tell me what you got.
Yeah. That's hard for some people.
That's the same thing last week Damian Adams said, you know, promos on the fly after match, you know, you have to think on the fly and all that craziness, you know. You and your current partner, Dan Moff, I tell you what, man, Dan Moff is an OG in the wrestling world, and I'm still scared of him to this day, because I remember seeing him at independent shows wrestling. I was with him in Homicide. I was scared of him then, and I'm scared of him still to this day. And the dichotomy between you two is just incredible to see. And I'm like, wow, this is what I'm talking about. The promo work, the gear, that's what I'm talking about. Shawn Donavan always had the best gear. You always had the best gear. When, you know, first impression is important.
Yeah.
Shawn Donavan could do promos. He was intense, but he had the best fucking gear when it comes to wrestling from the time he started till now, man.
Oh, he stays ready. He stays ready, man.
You know, it's funny. I take a page out of Fred's book a lot of times, too, and I actually use his quote to a lot of guys at the WrestlePro school, because Fred would always say, I stay ready, so I ain't got to get ready.
There you go.
And that's just something I was always about. And again, when it comes to gear, and again, just being, nobody knows your character better than you. Mm-hmm. And I used to be one of those guys. Again, we didn't have Photoshop and all the stuff that I use now to design my gear and stuff like that. I used to be pencil and a paper and color and, you know, crayons and markers. And I would just sit there for hours, and I would draw up my own designs, my own ideas and things of that nature. And I always tried to find the best people that could make our gear. And I know in the beginning, Fred used a lot of the same people that I used. We had some lady in like a fourth floor warehouse that we all thought we were probably going to get stabbed in the hallway. And then it switched to using, I don't know if you ever used a designer that was friends with Dawn Marie. She used to make gear for strippers.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, we've all gone through those different places, and I would always be so meticulous about asking for updates and just because I was always taught early on that your first impression is everything. And when we all finally got out there and started doing work on indie shows, you saw the level of quality. You could literally tell by someone's gear in the locker room whether you knew they could go out there and work or not.
Wow.
And it still rings true to this day. I hate saying it.
It is
guys with shitty
Shawn
gear.
Donavan. It is wait, hold on. I'm gonna give you time. I know number one, gear is pet peeve of Shawn Donavan. I always go at him on social media as the baby face. I go at you on social media. I'm like, hey, Shawn Donavan, I'm tired of you talking down to the people in wrestling. They're just trying to live out a boyhood dream, and I'm just tired of it. I think WrestlePro needs to book you and I one-on-one. I'm tired of it.
Bro, it's been on my list, man. I've already pitched it to the people in charge, man. I said we need to get that match one-on-one, but you know what it is, man? And when I put some of those posts up, a lot of times it's just something that pops into my brain because I do my best to try and make it entertaining, but sometimes you gotta shoot straight with what's going on out there today. And if somebody takes offense to it, go ahead and take offense, because that means I'm probably striking a nerve with somebody that knows that they're being lazy and they're not going at things the right way that they should. And like you said, man, I've always done my best to try and hustle. I've never tried to kiss anybody's ass to get anywhere. I've always just tried to let my work speak for itself. And it's funny, you bring up Homicide's name too, and he's a guy that still scares the shit out of me in locker rooms, and I've been doing this a long time.
Yes, me too.
And I just saw him in the locker room last week on a show, and I told him, I said, before you retire, so I have got to get in the ring with you. I've gotten a small taste of him once in a multi-man, but I tell him off Jose too, because I used to go to those Jersey All-Pro shows when I was a fan, and the three guys that scared the shit out of me were Homicide and the Hit Squad.
Yes.
And to this day, I joke around about it when I see Steve Mack every now and then. And I tell you, I've got that relationship with Mav, but I sometimes joke around with Homicide when he walks in the locker room. I kind of cower away, out of respect and just as a joke. But that's that respect that you have. So when guys today still can bring butterflies into you, man, that should fire you up to want to get in there and want to work with these guys. And I still pick, every day when I see Danny, we work out together. I'm always picking his brain because this guy's literally been anywhere and everywhere, and he's helped raise my game, and he's taken my intensity to another level I never thought it would go to.
Shawn, we talked about gear. I remember when I first started, when we all started, we had the long tights, We were rocking the long tights. I was always uncomfortable in wearing trunks because I'm afraid people are going to look at my legs and in between my legs and all that other craziness that's going through my head. But I remember when I got signed, Billy Kidman, like May 4th, 2009, Billy Kidman said, "Why are you in long tights, man? You have big legs." I said, "Oh, I feel uncomfortable." He said, "Well, you should switch to trunks because Vince is a mark for guys with big legs." Boom, next day in trunks, man. So after a while, I got comfortable.
Yeah, I remember your first FCW match. You wore the gold trunks with the black trim.
Yes.
The long tights.
Yes. So I was wearing that for a little bit, and then he said I need to go to. He suggested, and when someone suggests something, just do it, Yeah. So I went to, exactly. So I went to trunks, and it was the best decision because Vince likes guys with big legs. You made that transition to trunks now. Was that tough for you? Do you have a story behind that?
Yeah, it's similar to you. When I first started, for some reason reason, I always liked the long tights idea, and I always loved the style that Bret Hart had with the long tights. And, you know, as I trained, like, I would always get that. And you probably have this too, man. Every wrestler, bodybuilder has their own version of body dysmorphia. And for me, it was always, I had a pretty big, thick upper body frame, but I always felt like no matter how hard I trained legs, they just wouldn't get big. And then I would see guys that barely do legs, and they've got these tree trunk calves, and it's just genetics. So I always felt like my upper body wouldn't match my lower. And again, we talked earlier about evolution. You know, at that point, it was going on 14 or 15 years I've been, you know, in the business, and I always wore long tights, and I felt stagnated. That as hard as I was hustling, some of my bookings were being halted, and places weren't using me as much, and I said, you know, I need to go in a completely different direction than what I've been doing, because that Simply Your Irishman character wasn't me anymore. And I was in a transitional period of really trying to decide who I was and what I was trying to portray in still being me. And again, it was Danny one day. He just said, he goes, well, you ever thought about wearing trunks? And I said, no. And I told him the story about, you know, not feeling like my legs were big. He said, go on a website, buy a basic pre-made pair of trunks. We're doing an outdoor fair show that's not going to, you know, not that it would mean anything, but it's a place to try something new. And I still had my old wingtip boots that looked very old school, very, you know, what you would see guys wear in the 80s, you know, WCW studio tapings.
Yes.
So I got a basic pair of trunks. I wore the wingtip boots. And, you know, I had my match, and a lot of the guys looked at me like, you look 10 times better in trunks. They said, you just look like this old school bruiser that just wants to get in the ring and just beat the shit out of somebody. And I watched the match back, and I looked at photos from a photographer. I'm like, I really like this look, and that was just me. I said, you know what? Here we are. This is the next evolution for me. And I took that, and I kept evolving it to where I am now. And like you, wearing trunks is the best decision I ever made.
Yeah. Do you like the gear that guys are wearing now on like television now with the superhero type costumes where it's covering up their body? Are you okay with that, or what's your opinion on that?
Especially with Ricochet last night in Summerslam as a Nightwing.
I don't have a problem with it. I think if it's done for a special occasion, like for example, Ricochet's got an amazing build, an amazing body. And again, me being a mark for wrestling, even as a kid, I used to not be able to wait for the big pay-per-views because I knew that that's when all the wrestlers would get new gear.
Yes, me too.
I would fantasy role-play in my head, like, would Bret Hart ever wear trunks?
You're right.
Or, you know, obviously I was a huge mark when The Undertaker came back after his first hiatus, and he switched from wearing the black and gray to the black and purple.
That's right.
And it just gave him a new look. So seeing guys like Ricochet wear, like, I think it was the Black Panther inspired gear that he wore for SummerSlam, I love that type of stuff because I think it just adds another layer to your personality and who you are as a person, as a character. Again, I think if it's done sparingly in a way to make you look special, then I think it's absolutely incredible. Because a lot of the guys that get their gear with those character-inspired stuff is the same place I get my gear done, so I know I'm in good hands when my stuff gets done.
You know, when it comes to the big shows for us, like if it's WrestleMania in April, you have to start getting your stuff done in December because they get slammed. They get so slammed.
Yeah, I know. There were times I was pushed aside, not necessarily aside, but my gear took longer because I understood that gear maker had priority for those individuals. So I never took I never had a problem with it. I understood, again, there's also roles in the pecking order of how the business goes. But that's just how it is. And again, me always having the best gear, I always tell, young performers now, you're going to spend a lot of money on gear over the years as you figure out who you are, but don't cheat yourself or don't cheat the paying fans. Look the best you can. I've always been willing to pay a few extra dollars more for gear as long as it looked good, because I always wanted to stand out above everybody else.
Right. I just recently bought a pair of boots from Shawn Donavan, white. I said the Shawn Michaels the biker boots. That I was telling you about.
That's right.
I don't know how old those boots are, Shawn, but like they're still in great shape, and I've worn them in practices out here in LA. I've never had a pair of boots like that, but when you were selling them, I said, let me just have them. So I just have them in the can, and you know what they say about white boots, baby?
What do they say?
You're a main eventer.
What is it?
You're a main eventer, right?
Exactly. So,
right.
I agree.
And I only wore those boots maybe 10 times, and it just, for me, when I love the idea of those, but when I wore them and I wore them with my gear, just something with those boots and my character and just the way my gear looked, I'm like, I love the boots, they're great, but they, for some reason, just don't match. I'm that old school lace up your boots kind of guy. So trying that again was just something different in the evolution. But and again, it's funny. I actually said this to Danny the other day because we were just looking at pictures because he and I decided, hey, we're bruisers, we're ass kickers, but not many villains can get away with wearing white.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
true.
we decided that we could try it. I love the way the white gear pops on guys when it's done right. And I'm just like, man, I love the way the white gear looks on us because they'll still take us seriously. And they're like, okay, these are the, everybody else on that show was bullshit, but these are the real deal.
Speaking of being,
I think that just plays into everything.
Yeah, speaking on top of being, like having the best gear, I think that's also Zack Ryder's mentality, because I remember watching one of his interviews and I think it really stuck with me that he says there's only two things that he can control is how great of a shape he is and also his gear. And that's the two things. Yeah, and besides that, that's out of his control. But that he makes sure those two things, he stays on top of that, and I think that's really smart.
And something I've also heard from Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho always said, the many different types of outfits you have, the more action figures you'll have. So, like, the big shows...
That's correlation right there.
Yeah, the big shows have different gear because, you'll have an action figure made down the line. But, Shawn, any injuries?
Yes, sir. I've been pretty... Again, I got to find a place to knock on wood. I've been very lucky over my career to never really have any major serious injuries, and I think a lot of that plays into the style that I work. I work a very, I don't want to say a simple style, but I work a very aggressive yet an old school style. I've never been one to do anything crazy outside of what I know my body can do. Every now and then I'll throw, what we all call a house show dive over the top rope. But I've never been one to do dives through the ropes or anything crazy off the top. I've always been that old school kind of worker, and I know my limitations. So, I've had, I've had the broken finger. I've had the, the bruised wrist. I've had the bursa sac on the elbows, the bum knees. So I've been very lucky to not have many injuries. I think one of the things that I am doing a lot now is I'm starting to really be in tune over the last couple of years with my body because I'm not a spring chicken. And it's funny to me now, I can go out and I can do a 14, 15-minute match and wake up the next day and feel a little sore. But for some reason, if I go out there and do a 7-minute match, I wake up the next day and I feel like I've been dropped out of a helicopter.
Wow.
Bro, imagine doing that. Imagine doing that, like, 300 days a year, and that's how I felt, especially with Titus and I was the Shawn Michaels, and at the end of the day, he was a Marty Jannetty, because I was always in there selling my ass off. So I said a couple times with him, I've been, hey, big man, your ass needs to fall on a banana peel, damn it.
That's funny,
I think what has helped me a lot now is I'm doing a lot more stretching than I've ever done. I've dabbled in DDP yoga, which I think I want to dabble more into. I'm at a chiropractor at least once a month, getting an adjustment and just, making sure that my body is staying as healthy as I can. But I'm also, as I'm older now, I'm smarter. I'm not going to go out there and I'm not going to take a bump unless it means something in a match. Or if I'm working somebody that I know that we could have a balls to the wall type match, then those are the times that you have to know where you're taking those bumps to whatnot, because there is, I'll say it right now, there is no money on the indies. So until you can get that amazing lucrative contract, you work a day job. But we all got to get up because we all got to live life every day. And the goal is to go in there and entertain the fans, but still be able to come out of there able to walk and move and not do anything crazy, to the point that you're putting bodily injury to yourself and your opponent on the line just to get that extra pop or cheer from the crowd, which at the end of the day, if you've got a solid character behind you and you're over, they're going to cheer or boo no matter what.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Shawn, I can talk shit all I want because I was scooping ice cream before I sighted the dotted line. You know what I mean? I was scooping ice cream. I was making moves. I was making ice cream moves. But, right now, as we speak, what are some goals that you want to accomplish? What do you want to do, man? I say now, because I know you got stuff to say. I say now, the state of wrestling is really fun now, A lot of fans, are saying, oh, they're not happy with this, they're not happy with that when it comes to storylines. But, WWE's got the best of the best. AEW's making moves. TNA. There's so much wrestling out there. I always say there's room for everyone at the finish line. I still got a lot left in. I still got a lot left in the tank, So, I wrestle.
Hey, man, I've been clamoring to see where you're gonna pop up lately, man, because you are a talent like no other that brings it. I mean, for me, my goal is, like you said, man. I think a while back I switched my mindset to stop having to try and think that I have to prove myself to certain people or a certain type of people in general, and I switched that mindset to just going out there, having fun, and having the very best match that I possibly can with my dance partner and my ability in the ring, and to really just, when I wake up in the morning, the only person I'm accountable for now is the person in the mirror. Mm-hmm. And to me, that means if I don't go out there and I don't give the best performance I can, I'm not giving those paying fans the money that they paid for, whether there's 10, 20, 200 people in the crowd. I just want to go out there and I want to do my best to have fun. But I still want to set goals for myself too. And the goal is to still see where there's opportunities. I've done some stuff with Ring of Honor. I've done some stuff with Impact Wrestling. I'm trying to branch out to more independence in the Central and in the West Coast area just to see what opportunities lie. I've done some stuff as far as tryouts with Evolve to see where I can get a foot in the door there. So I don't want to necessarily hang my hat on one thing, but my goal is to just go out there and have fun. And the long-term goal for me, which a lot of it is what I'm doing now and just starting to really get comfortable, is what Damian Adams is doing. I love coaching and I love teaching the young new students, with Pat Buck now being signed to WWE as a producer, a lot of the main senior guys at WrestlePro are stepping up in different areas. And one of the things that I'm taking on is really helping a lot with the school that we have. And I love, like Lou said, I love getting in the ring and training. I love teaching these guys, and I love passing along the knowledge, some of them of which, as you know, back in our day, was never given to us because that mentality of certain guys was, well, if I teach them all this stuff, I'm going to lose my spot.
Wow.
That's not really necessarily around today. So for me, the short-term goal is to really just see what doors I can still kick open, because like you, I think I'm in my prime at this point, and I have a lot of gas left in the tank. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. But long term, I really want to get into that coaching role and training. I feel like I understand how to be patient with students, like Dr. Tom was with a lot of us back in the day. And I've learned from so many guys. And Fred, you remember back in the day when guys like Candido and Balls would just show up at the school, throw their fanny packs down, and just get in the ring with us for 20, 30 minutes at a time.
Yes.
Learning from all those guys that we learned, I still to this day, and Mike Hollow is a huge advocate of a lot of us, every now and then, Mike Holloway will ask me for an updated match, and he'll give me advice. And I love talking to him about things. I want to get out there. I want to visit different schools and see what kind of training is going on and how I can start building a resume for myself.
Yeah.
So I can set up an end game for myself when my days in the ring are over, but still want to be a part of the business.
Right.
Shawn Donavan, ditto to that. You just say it way more better than I would, but we're all different, so we explain things differently. Like Dr. Tom would always say, it's all ice cream, just different flavors, baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, it is. And dude, we had the opportunity to learn from the best. I think one of the things that I loved about you was that you were that go-getter. You didn't stop. If you got out of the bubble before a lot of us did, whether it was due to certain circumstances or not. And that was the best thing you could have ever done, because I love talking when I would do shows in Delaware, and I would see Jim Kettner, and I know he always has a soft spot in his heart for you in a lot of ways. And you were that go-getter that knew what you had to do to get where you needed to go. I jokingly say sometimes that, some of the guys like me, when we started, we drank the Kool-Aid way too much. But we also, I feel like if we got into the business 10 years before, we might have been in a different place, because a lot of us in that 01 era, we got into the business when the business was kind of at a downturn. It was just at the end of the Attitude Era, going into a little bit of a lull, and there weren't as many indies. And you, through traveling around with Lewis, and I think you travel around with Josh and Rob E a little bit, you were able to find some of those indies to break out at. And again, some of us in that other part of the school we were in, we were too reserved, we were too nice, and we were too respectful to defy that bubble.
And, Shawn, not to cut you off, and not, again, no. For me, I just wanted to learn more. We were taught an 80s style, so eventually I wanted to venture off and learn how to plan a match A through Z and make it look tight and crisp, so I wanted to just get better. So then that's why I went to ECPW to just get in the ring with guys that had a more of a snug style that would plan A through Z, because I could call it in the ring. I would always say Travis Blake would always remember my spots, because I couldn't remember shit in the ring. Travis Blake would always remember my spots at IWF. So I needed to venture off, man, to learn from different people, man. So it probably rubbed people the wrong way, but I was just passionate and crazy about the business.
Mm-hmm.
No, and so am I. And what brings to mind when you say that is Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Mm-hmm.
I know
he's on fire right now.
And he was a Creative Pro guy. There's two branches of the Creative Pro company. There's Creative Pro New York, and there's Creative Pro New Jersey, which is what the Wrestle Pro School is. And I met Max early on when he first started training, and you could tell this kid was going to be a star. And similar to you, with the way that wrestling has evolved, a lot of people didn't necessarily like Max and his attitude, because he was defying the bubble, so to speak. Because Max was smart. He would drive to places like Ohio, not booked, and would just offer to set up chairs and the ring. And if there was a spot available, he asked if he could have an opportunity. And that's what he did. So for a lot of people to say defied the bubble, no, he did what others were not willing to do. And that was go out there and make his own breaks. And that's exactly what you did, Fred. You went out there and made your own break. As far as me, I always tell when people ask me the question about you, I say, look, all I did was was put you in front of a door, and you're the guy that kicked the door down, and you did whatever the fuck you had to do to make it, to where you needed to go. And there was a lot of fun times in those early days, as I think about it now, watching you grow, because I was trying to think of this earlier. You had a character name in the beginning that was like a golfer name, right?
Oh, fuck.
Did you?
Shawn, I don't remember.
It was something that we were coming up in a promo class, and I remember our trainer, Kevin, said, "That's not you." You had a name. I remember that day, because you just, it's like it's sounded to me like you had this name ready to go, and Kevin just ruined your life the next week. But man, it's funny you talk about funny stuff like that at the beginning, dude. Because like I said, you were a shit brick house in shape, and dude, it was always, we never had many matches on shows together, but we got in the ring a lot in training, bro, and it was so much fun because you were a natural in everything that you did in the ring, man. You picked up everything so quick, and I think it's a reason, like me, why I picked it up so quick was because when you watch as much wrestling as we did, being in love with it, in certain ways, you just pick up on certain things. Like when I learned to hit the ropes, I've been watching years of wrestling that, okay, I have a general idea of how to hit the ropes. And it just caught on so quick for guys like you and I that we became fast learners at what we did.
Yeah, you probably don't remember, but I remember the classes at IWF were beginner, intermediate, and advanced maybe. And
Yep.
I started in the beginner, and I don't know if you remember, but I moved up pretty quickly to advanced. And one day I walked in, I guess on a Tuesday, which was advanced, and you were like, what the hell are you doing here? You're like, what the hell are you doing here? You're supposed to be in the beginner class. I said, I'm nervous. I said, Kevin told me to come to the advanced class. And then you walked away. You're like, this is ridiculous. But this is when we first I was so hurt. I was hurt, seriously, bro. I was like, damn, man. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here, So I was upset for a while, But,
Yeah, you know what? And that was at that time, too, where I was trying to help be a leader, but at the same token, I was so driven to be great.
Yes.
And like all of us, we were young, dumb, and stupid. And obviously, again, looking back on it now, that's that inexperience, that's that immaturity in the business. When I should have said, hey, how come you're here today? And you would have told me, Kevin, hey, man, come in and join with us. And I think it was that friendly competition.
Yes.
Because in my class, when I started, it was me and Blake.
Yes.
And I know for a while it was you and Roman.
Yes.
And it's like we had to outdo each other. If Blake had a better practice match than I did with somebody, that would piss me off to no end.
Yes.
So I'd have to go back and have a better match than he did. And it was the same thing on shows. We just had our partners that was an unwritten thing that it's like, but that's what made it better. It made us all drive to be so much better. If you went out and had the fucking match of the night on a show, I'd be pissed. Not at you,
yes.
Because
yes.
I wanted the best match on the show. But that fired everybody up to want to have the best match. And
yes,
I remember the shows that we had at our old school, that time frame where you had me and you and Roman and a few other guys,
yes.
We sold out that building.
Yep.
Both shows once a month for a string of years. And it was due to the level where it was originally family and friends, but people saw how good the matches were and entertaining they were, that they would tell their friends. And before long, there were some shows that were standing room only. And we were literally all fighting for spots on these shows because we made that place what it was at that time. You don't really have a lot of that competition these days, but it's funny. It brings up a story. We all had a show one time at IWF, and you were still embroiled in a feud with Roman. And the next day, some of us were picked to do those pilot tapings that we were doing for Nickelodeon.
Wow.
And I don't remember why you weren't a part of this. I don't know if it was because you were working or you were picked to do those. Do you remember why you weren't asked to do those, or did you and turn them down, or?
Yeah, dude, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. The reason it just brings up to me is that show that night was a sellout, and we all went to the diner afterwards. And this is where I remember Fred the best, because at this time, I mean, dude, like I said, I don't remember how big you were, but you were, like I said, you looked like Thanos basically at that time.
Damn.
And I remember we went to the diner, and Fred would always start out, his appetizer was a slice of carrot cake.
What? Started off with sweets? That's
yeah,
funny.
sometimes he would do that, and then he would order like 3 grilled chicken breasts, an omelet. I mean,
wow.
I'm watching this dude. I'm like, there's no way he's ever going to be able to save money on the indies. But I remember because the next day, we did that Nickelodeon thing, and he was working at Dairy Queen at the time, and it was one of those freestanding Dairy Queens, and we, myself and Blake and Bennett and one of the other guys, I don't know if Danilo was part of that, but there used to be this back door at the Dairy Queen, and we would just knock on the door, and one of us would knock on the front window, and I think sometimes Fred always had to be bone crusher, while he was working, because he would either answer the door or pick the phone and go, Dairy Queen, instead of that normal voice. But we would knock on the door, and he would answer the door, and nobody would be there. And we just would watch him completely get frustrated like 6 or 7 times. And he would get so fired up, he would start cutting his own real-life promos on us. It was just so many fun times back in the day doing that stuff.
Arnold, the Dairy Queen was probably about the size of this room that we're in. I'm like going back and forth, going crazy. But Shawn Donavan, I think it's a great time to wrap it up. I don't want to, but we have to talk about other things like SummerSlam. But if I could go 2 hours with you, I fucking would, bro. But I really appreciate you taking the time, and I always say the podcast for me is therapy. So anytime I can hang out with my bro Arnold and have special guests on the show to share their experiences with wrestling and with me, it's very, very therapeutic. So I really want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. I said sometimes I'm like, Lewis, I could probably go on for hours.
Hell yeah.
You can talk wrestling all day, bro.
I would love to shoot with you anytime. And like I mentioned privately, man, anytime you're in town, bro, if you ever have the opportunity to pass by the Wrestle Pro School, I know those guys can truly benefit from a little bit of your knowledge if you have the time. So, but thank you guys again for having me on. It's been an absolute pleasure catching up with you, Fred.
Yes, we talked about it, and I promise, I'm a man of my word. I promise I will be there to come pass on some knowledge, man, because I always say there's room for everyone at the finish line, baby. So absolutely, I will definitely be there. But thank you, Shawn.
Before this career is done, we're going to get that one-on-one too. So thank you guys.
Yes,
appreciate it, man.
Take care.
Thanks, Freddie. Talk to you soon.
Peace out.
What a great guy, man.
I told you we could go on for hours.
Yeah.
Very important episode for me. Last week we had the person, Damian Adams, that trained me how to bump and all that stuff. Shawn Donavan was the guy who, all right, you want to go to a wrestling school? Well, come to the wrestling school that I go to.
Yeah.
So if I hadn't met him, who knows what direction I would have taken. But the last thing I said in my yearbook, my quote was, WWF, here I come.
Wow.
So come hell or high water, I was going to do it. I was going to do it, and I did it. And like Shamo said on The Brave Change, I could be one of those guys that kind of be grizzled and like, WWE this, WWE that. I could be one of those grizzled guys like talking down to him, but like no, I love talking about my experiences.
Good times.
I have more great times than bad times.
Exactly.
And the bad times are always learning experiences for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I love Shawn. I love Shawn, and he's a plethora of knowledge, and I can't wait to share this with the world.
Yeah, I mean, the last two guests were like two big influences in your career, so it was really cool to have them on and hear their side of the story and things that they've never heard before.
And we didn't have any problems at the compound, any kind of construction, no heavy-duty machinery interrupting us. So it was very relaxing for me. So I'm glad. What did you think of Shawn Donavan? It
was so fascinating to hear all the stuff that he had to say, his mind, his mentality for this business. I had no idea he was so into his gear. Yeah. He took pride in that, which is really cool. And I think if I were a wrestler, that would probably be the second most part, is coming up with new ring gear. Well, being in the ring, right?
Yeah. I'm a ring guy, so first impression is everything. Walk the walk, talk the talk, and look the part. Yeah,
definitely, man. But let's get into SummerSlam, bro.
It was SummerSlam, and we got to experience it together.
Yeah.
You didn't bail on me, and I thought it was on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best. I'd give it a 9.
Yeah, I give it I give it a solid 8, and the reason why I said 8 is I wish it could have gone a little bit longer.
A little bit longer?
Yeah, when it finished, it was around 7:30. I'm just kind of like, huh.
Shit, man.
That's it?
The attention span of a wrestling fan ain't long, man. You know, they had that pre-show stuff. They had a lot of the pre-show matches, right?
Well, I mean, listen, I'm just different because I told you when people were complaining about WrestleMania being 9 hours, it could have been 24 hours because I waited like all year for it.
Well, you know, it's funny. Like you say, you wish it was longer, but a lot of your friends that were in attendance at Mike's house were saying certain matches the fans were dead, and I didn't say anything because like there's something with good silence and bad silence, you know?
Yeah.
Bad silence is, I don't know how to explain bad silence, but good silence is when people are just watching.
Yeah.
You know, watching. And then when all like the razzle dazzle starts happening, when they start wrapping it up, then that's when the people start, you know, rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
And I can always tell your friends because, again, I thought it was going to be 3 of them, but it was like 30 people. And we were having a blast.
Yeah.
And, I was looking at your friends, and I was looking to see who was like this and who was like this, you know?
Yeah.
When Brock Lesnar comes out, people are like this.
Yeah.
So, that's how you want the people.
Sure.
Because where am I at? I'm on the edge of
the TV,
but I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
So I look at, you know, being around all the loyal fans, me being a fan myself, I look at the people's reaction. I look at it in a different way. So that's how you want the people on the edge of their seat. But yeah, I enjoyed SummerSlam. SummerSlam's an anniversary for me because that's when I came out publicly.
Yeah, you were in LA and they caught you at LAX. TMZ.
LA, you know the story, you know the deal.
Yeah.
Look at me now. Look at me now.
Yes, sir. The event started with the man, Becky Lynch, against Natalya. And as we were watching, you know that I was surprised by the fan reaction.
That would have driven me crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if Natalie felt that way because, I don't know, maybe in the back of her mind, she's thinking, oh, it'll probably be 70-30. I'm in Canada, my home country. And she came out there and people were chanting the man. And I don't know if that messed with her mentally. What do you think?
Yeah, it would have messed with me. But at this point, I would have at least acknowledged to people like in a heel type manner.
Like how The Rock does it?
Yeah, exactly. I would have ate it up. Yeah. But if it was when I first started, when NXT, when I got eliminated and the people turned on me and Chris Jericho was like, turn on the people. I say it almost in every episode, you know. Now, you got to switch gears, you know.
Yeah.
And just a little bit, be a little bit more rugged. Watch Mr. Perfect. He's one of my favorites. So like, just pie face someone. Give them, you know, just react to the people. Take your time, you know. Have that Rick Scott Hall, Razor Ramon as you're approaching your prey, you know.
Yeah.
Just switch gears, but.
At the same time, I was really happy to see how many people were behind Becky Lynch because I thought with like the past few weeks, it felt like her momentum was dying down a little bit, especially like on episodes of Raw. Like she would still get a babyface reaction, but it's not like the pop that she would get before WrestleMania. You know what I mean? But like they were on fire for her that night, which is cool.
But it was perfect timing for the next night,
Raw.
With Sasha Banks coming back, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Her being full-fledged heel, you know, old school Sasha. I think it was perfect because I think if Becky Lynch, if she would have been getting boozed, you know, Sasha Banks, you know, Sasha wants to be heel. So I think it's a perfect transition.
And to the 4 horsewomen.
What's that?
2 of the 4 horsewomen, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch.
Yes.
And I think it was...
it's all right. Sorry, I'm a little delayed.
No, you're
CTE.
But speaking of Sasha, it was really cool to see when she returned on Raw and when she attacked Becky Lynch. She got the heel heat that people expected. She got booed. Becky Lynch got cheered. That's what you want. It worked. It was great. And I think Sasha couldn't be happier because she's always been pushing for that heel role and she finally got it. I think it was worth the wait. You know, It's always hot when it's after SummerSlam or after WrestleMania because it's a new chapter. And I think they're going to carry this till the end of the year, this feud.
Well, you know, she's been out 4 months, but she's living that miss no days off lifestyle, man. She's been training in the ring.
Yeah.
She's been, reinventing herself. So
With the blue hair.
Yeah, the blue hair. I love it. Remember, now we'll have blue action figures now.
That's true.
So that's why you gotta keep reinventing yourself. Why do I dye my hair gray? Because I want to look like a silver daddy, silver fox. Switch it up, baby. Shit. Switch it up.
There were so many matches in SummerSlam that I was really looking forward to. The second one is also one of my top 3 for me, and it was Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler.
The way it was beautifully set up. Whoever, Bruce Pritchard, I know someone different is like putting that match together,
Yeah.
Could be Road Dogg, I don't know, but there's some great minds backstage in WWE that put that together, that stretched that out so beautifully.
I think that was the feel-good comic relief moment of the night.
Exactly, because when he came out a second time, everyone was laughing.
It's funny.
It was funny.
It was funny. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous that Dolph was flat on his back and he kept on talking crap about Goldberg, saying you can't face me like a man when he just got speared clean, 1, 2, 3 in the ring. And again, like you said, when that music hits, it's hilarious.
But what's going to be more distracting is like every time you come out, you're going to get these Goldberg chants. How's that?
For Dolph?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's hope not.
Yeah, that could be distracting. That could keep going on and on and on.
Yeah, just like Ryback. That got to him.
Oh, yeah.
That really got to him.
Wait, did he say that on his podcast or?
No, but I just remember like previous interviews. Like he said, it took one stupid asshole to make the comparison, and then it spread like wildfire.
That's all it takes. That one person in the crowd, that one bad apple.
Yeah, and let's talk about the comeback of Trish Stratus, huh?
Bro, she was on point. Like, I always get nervous with the people that come back after many years of not wrestling, and you can do all the training and stuff like that, but I guess it's just like riding a bike, huh?
It is, and there's like a sense of legitimacy to Trish Stratus. There's something about her presence whenever she's on the mic or she's on the ring. It's just her. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when you constantly give yourself to the fans 100%, you never kind of run out of material because you're you, and it becomes authentic
and transparent. And I just, she was on point in the ring,
and she looks the same.
She looks beautiful. And like, I'm hearing that Charlotte saying this was bigger than WrestleMania, and I agree. That would have been because she loves the business. She's not just in it to make a quick dollar. She just loves it. And her saying that this was bigger than WrestleMania, I agree. To
me, her and Lita and Jacqueline Ivory, they're the pioneers. Well, when I say pioneer, I know there's Fabulous Moolah and all that, but I'm saying like the era that I started watching, they were the women wrestlers, workers that paved way for all these women revolution now. Yeah. And I say she was almost like the first Charlotte Flair, because right now, like Charlotte, she's being viewed in the light of like being a world champion, a legitimate athlete, so much prestige, and like that's how Trish was. Back when they were doing bra and panty matches, they put Trish, they gave her the chance to shine her wrestling abilities in the ring, and that was really rare when you also have like Miss Kitty. You know what I mean? Like doing like bikini contest. There's like Trish Stratus was always so respectable.
It's really cool. It's one of my crushes, Jake Atlas' favorite women wrestlers.
Oh yeah, he Instagrammed that a lot about Trish after SummerSlam. Yeah. He said, "Women love Lita, the gays love Trish." He loves Trish, man. He loves Trish.
Yeah, he said that he was always nervous, I guess, to tell people that he enjoyed watching the girls' matches, the women's matches, because he wouldn't be masculine enough, But like my one coach, Damian Adams, he really focuses on the women. He loves focusing on the women. So it's rare to find women that can really go. So
and she put on a good show. Trish never, she didn't skip a beat, man. She got it.
And that's the one thing I look at is the footwork and all that and the timing. But Charlotte was there, Trish was there.
And even though I knew what the outcome was going to be, it was still a fun ride,
Yeah, I guess I would have loved to seen Charlotte win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, I know for sure was supposed to be Trish's last match.
Yeah.
Because she wanted just one more and that's it.
One more match.
And what a best way to go out. Well, technically her last match, she went over. Did you know that? I think she retired as the women's champion.
Trish?
Yeah.
Okay, well, did you do your homework, Professor?
I mean, that's to the best of my knowledge right now. Her last match, it was a great last match for her. She was the women's champion and she won as the women's champion and she took the bow. But I guess she wanted to go out the right way, which is very honorable.
You know who I would love to see come back? Alundra Blaze.
Oh my! She still looks like she's in shape and she's all tatted up now.
But her entrance would be with the monster truck because she loves doing the monster trucks.
Or her entrance could be her with the trash can. And constantly dropping the belt as she's walking down the ring. I should never be a producer.
No, because I would be sitting in the meetings like,
If I was a producer, I'd be like, all right, Shawn Michaels will go over every night. That was again, like I enjoyed that match and I think it delivered, huh?
Yeah, and they got great time too. They were able to like tell a story.
Yeah, they didn't rush it or anything.
Yeah, 5-star for me.
What do you think of the Kevin Owens Shane McMahon match?
It was unorthodox. It was rough. A lot of brawling. KO was definitely a fan favorite.
Yeah, but you know what I think they didn't highlight enough?
What's that?
Was the stipulation. The fact that if Shane loses, his career is over. They didn't really emphasize that a lot.
Oh, if Shane loses?
Yeah, or if it was a career match.
Oh, I thought if KO loses, then his career's done.
I think it was both ways.
Both ways? Oh,
yeah.
Shit, man. I thought it was just one way.
You might be right, but I feel like it was both ways. And I thought that was the whole purpose of the storyline, to get to write Shane off of TV. But I mean, Kevin has that stone cold fire right now.
Yeah.
You know, people were, especially being in Canada, everyone loved it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was like probably one of the pops.
Yeah.
One of the first big pops of the night, you know, that we were like, wow, now these people are rocking and rolling. Because even your guests were like, oh, you know, some of the people's responses aren't as loud as it should be, you know.
Yeah.
But for him, it was lit.
A lot of people were asking me, how do you feel about Kevin using the Stone Cold Stunner as the finishing move? And I personally love it because I miss seeing people get stunned. Yeah. I miss the different ways that people take that bump.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways. I remember Billy Gunn, he'd fall forward. When he gets stunner, he'll fall forward. Chris Benoit, when he gets stunned, he doesn't go on his knees. He stays on his 2 feet and he just falls back. I think Shawn and Triple H take it the best because they get on their knees and then they flip to their back.
Yeah.
And but I think everyone loves The Rock's bump.
Oh,
as cartoonish as it is, I thought it was cool as a kid. It looked fun.
Yeah.
And I love it when the ropes get in the way of his feet.
Yeah.
So then he can't make it all the way to his face.
Yeah.
He just bounces off. That was really cool.
Yes. Yeah. You definitely love that.
Yeah.
You definitely love that. That wackiness.
Listen, when I would wrestle with my friends, I love taking the stunner. It's the most funnest thing ever.
I heard a lot about that from your friends. You guys enjoyed the Bubba Bomb.
Oh yeah,
that's one bump. Yeah. Actually, taking it, I didn't like. I didn't like landing on my ass, but I'd have to take it quite a bit, man.
It took a lot of trust for me to get my friend to, have me over on their shoulders from the drawer to the bed.
Oh goodness. Holy shit.
Yeah, good times, man. Had the best childhood.
Yeah, same here.
The one match that I think was my number one match that I was looking forward to was The Fiend. Oh,
yes, because we wanted to see the entrance of Bray Wyatt, huh?
Yeah, and he delivered. It was a remix to his original theme song. Mm-hmm. And man, it's really interesting to know that Bray Wyatt as a person, Like he's Christian. He grew up in a Christian family, but he has so many dark thoughts, right? His gimmick is so dark, and I think he executed it perfectly, and I think he's just a genius creatively, man. I'm pretty sure that the whole having his own head, his own gimmick as the lamp, and it, you know, it looked like he got his head chopped off with the eyes stitched with X's, and having the mouth spread out, and that's where the lamp was. Like, it was so eerie.
I know his dad works backstage, Mike Rotunda, and I know Mike Rotunda is a big help in like making sure everything is like, helping his son out, in a good way. So of course he wants his son to succeed. He wants his son to evolve. And look, I mean, Mike Rotunda, he's been around since the 80s.
Yeah,
you know?
Of course.
But
IRS.
Yeah, but Bray has always had that creepy personality about him, you know, in a good way.
Yes.
I love him.
Yeah.
Very like into conspiracy theories, like we've talked about.
His brother too.
Yeah, and I've heard them talk about stuff like that on tour buses.
We get along real well.
Yeah, Bray is a plethora of ideas. You know, even for other guys, you know.
And I just love the way he moves, man. It's like high impact, like fast.
Yeah, I love this one move he's doing. He's like when he maybe shoots the guy off the ropes, and then coming off the ropes, he uses his head as an attack.
The headbutt.
You know? So I love that. That's very innovative. Usually people coming off the ropes, it could be a clothesline or back elbow, but you use a head attack. What
do you think of that one move where it looked like he broke Finn's neck? Did you catch that? It was like a movie.
Yes. That's like, that's what Zeus. I don't know if you remember Zeus.
Of course.
You remember
the guy
Zeus?
with the Z.
Yeah, Zeus.
And his eyes was a little crooked.
He did that to Hulk Hogan. Like, he attacked Hulk Hogan, and he did that to him, and Hogan went down and started convulsions. So it just visually looks like nasty.
That's the type of move that it really takes two to tango. Because if Finn didn't take that well, it would have looked stupid.
Yes.
But Finn executed that head turn so well that it made it look so much impactful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Do you like stuff with the neck or no? You don't like stuff to the throat?
I don't love stuff with the throat. Like when Undertaker would do those like chops to the throat or Kane, I would hate that. Yeah. When wrestlers get their head in the middle of the chair and someone like stomps on the chair from the top turnbuckle and they start bleeding from the mouth. I hate that. So there was a lot of moves where, you know, like the throat was involved, and I just can't watch that because I feel it when I see it, and it's the worst.
Yeah, and that's what we want.
Yeah, and even like as cool as Bray's entrance was, his exit was really cool too. After the match was over, they did this little segment where the light turned off and it turned back on, and he was just like looking back.
He was up the ramp?
Yeah, I think it was up the ramp. I couldn't really tell with the lighting. I was like, wait, where is that? But it looked like he was like up the ramp, and he was just like looking back.
You know, the special effects and the CG with WWE, I mean, times are changing, man. Like, stuff is becoming very cool nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So that was the highlight of the night.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. And like based on Instagram and Twitter, that was everyone's like favorite part too, I think.
I agree.
Yeah. What do you think of Bayley and Ember Moon for the SmackDown Women's Championship?
Amber Moon, she was rocking and rolling. I'm a big fan of her. I think they had an amazing match.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of your friends in attendance, they were big fans. They were rooting for Amber Moon. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm glad Bayley's back at her spot, though.
Yes.
For a while, she was getting booed.
She was getting booed, huh?
I think that was a little bit of creative's fault because they booked her like a kid. Like some of the things that they would say, like, you know, like Stephanie, when Bayley was the Raw's Women's Champion, said that, like, you're not the real champion. And Bayley would say stuff like, even if I'm not the real champion, like, why would you say that? Even if I'm not, like, when you're holding the championship, you know? And yeah, she started getting booed, but I'm glad that her momentum is back and people are cheering her again.
Yeah, no, and the Bayley to Bayley off the top rope.
I always get that confused. Is it Belly to Bayley or Bayley to Belly? Like the way they say it so fast, or Bayley to Bayley. But it's smart, but I just get so confused. They say it so fast.
That's what I said, Bayley to Bayley.
Yeah.
But it could be Bailey to Belly.
Something like that.
They say it so fast.
Yeah, right? I can never catch it.
Yeah, but that was an awesome match.
Yeah, man, that was really good. What else was there? I was really surprised it didn't have Roman in the show.
Well, isn't he hurt?
Well, I mean,
From the car incident?
No, because the next night he attacked Buddy Murphy on SmackDown.
Yeah.
He was fine.
Okay.
And they kind of left it open because Buddy said that it was Rowan that attacked them, and the camera just shot to the ring with Rowan and Daniel Bryan, and Rowan neither confirmed nor denied, and that's how they went off the air on SmackDown. And I thought that story was gonna move along at SummerSlam, but nothing happened. You know?
Yeah.
You wanna cut it? Can you answer it?
No.
You sure?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hello? Who the hell is this? Who? I thought this was my friend June's.
Oh.
Hello? What the fuck?
Your phone got hacked.
Dude,
Did you notice the email?
No, I thought it was... What the fuck is that? I thought it was... Because I got this yesterday too, but I thought it was my friend from Australia, Junes, the rugby player. He's another guy that we should have on the show. But what the hell was that? That was kind of freaky, huh?
That's almost like the Y2J countdown. Like we don't know what it is. It keeps popping up. 'Cause that's the second time.
Yeah, but like you couldn't see anything, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know how. Yeah, that pisses me off. We're still live.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
It happens. What was I saying? Roman. I thought they were gonna do something or reveal who his attacker was. You know?
Yeah. Well, I guess on SmackDown, Buddy Murphy and them they'll fight, right?
Yeah.
Are they fighting on SmackDown?
They're fighting on SmackDown. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
I heard there's rumors that the storyline got scrapped, but again, that's just a rumor.
Got scrapped.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's been weird. SmackDown's been weird because people have been saying that there's so many weeks where the show's fully written out and Vince McMahon changes it last minute, like literally the day of, because they still haven't talked about Daniel Bryan's announcement. Remember that? 3 weeks ago, Daniel Bryan said he's gonna make an announcement. It's a career-changing announcement, and he never delivered. And then
they clickbait us, right?
They clickbaited us real hard. And then we thought it was going to be him facing Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. We thought that was an announcement. That didn't happen. And now with this whole Rowan, and it's just weird.
I don't know what else to say to that.
Yeah. But what would you want to happen, though, with that whole storyline if you were the booker?
Well, I love what they're doing with Strowman.
Yeah.
Are Strowman and Roman done?
On hold for now, because they're in two different brands, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure about what, Roman's direction, but from what I've seen, I'm seeing Strowman, being pushed.
Built back up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, too. But yeah, I mean...
Yeah, but with Roman, I'm not sure.
I kind of wish that it was Buddy Murphy, because that would be a nice way to elevate someone. Oh,
of course. That's just common sense. But why I don't say that is because, like, I've been there, and that's exactly what I'm thinking, that maybe they don't want to push it,
This is there's been so many memes.
I'm lost for words, but yeah.
There's so many memes on Instagram on who attacked Roman, and one of the memes was Rikishi.
Oh yeah,
I did it for my people.
He's been putting that all over on social media. Yeah.
And also another meme that was kind of harsh was that it was Jimmy Uso drinking and driving again. That was like a lot of memes on that.
If I were to see that on TV, my jaw would drop. that would never happen. They would never.
No, they don't even talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't talk about it either.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I got into some trouble, but we're not gonna go there. I'm here for you, Oos.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Keep it moving.
Did you happen to watch Hobbs and Shaw yet?
No, I haven't. But well, don't tell me how. Well, how was it? I know you saw it.
No, it's good. No spoilers, but after watching that movie, man, like I want to be Samoan.
Maybe some more.
It's pretty badass, man. Like how The Rock brought that culture into the mainstream. It's really awesome, man. And after the movie, for 1 week, Hart called me Oos. What do you want to eat, Oos?
Yeah, everybody says that.
Yeah, because they say it in the movie too.
Yeah. That's just how it is,
Yeah.
That's how it is. But yeah, I'm gonna have to check that movie out.
You'll like it.
Shit.
It's fun.
Shit, we watched Summerslam together. Next time, invite me to a damn movie.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, you said you're not a big movie person.
Well, if it's something like that,
Okay.
shit.
Wrestling related, huh?
Yeah, wrestling related, or you ain't gonna see me hanging out at the bars. You're gonna see me doing nice stuff like that.
Okay,
But,
noted.
But invite a brother.
Yeah. I'll make it happen.
But we got Night of Champions coming up.
Yeah, Clash of Champions. But they used to call it Night of Champions, right? They did. This is the first time they're calling it Clash of Champions.
Well, I've been out the game for some time.
It's all good.
The CTE.
It's all good. But yeah, well, I think after the Roman thing, again, this did I miss any matches? Because after that, I just feel like it's Lesnar and Rollins, right?
And I loved how that was set up.
Yeah, I was really surprised how long it went, which I'm a fan of. I think that's why a lot of the matches were kind of short, to have that 1 hour, almost close to 1 hour time limit for Lesnar and Seth.
Anytime you walk out from the curtain, you're always on. Mm-hmm. You're always on. There could be, some situations where you might turn off for a second or two. But when Paul Heyman walks out there, he is always on.
He's so
and
good.
Even when you think he might think the camera's not on him, he is always on. They were taking camera shots of him just I felt like it was 3-4 minutes, and he's just like this.
Like being in love, right?
Yeah.
Being in love with Brock.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. He was just, because it's real to him,
Yes, absolutely.
He is the advocate, so he's just watching him maul Seth. And I always get nervous because I didn't tell your friends there in attendance, but I think I've told you the story about when Undertaker and Brock were having a pull apart, and then we rehearsed a pull apart where I was with Brock, and then I held on to him, and he got away so quickly. It was so scary, the grip to get the Undertaker. I said, all right, this next rehearsal, I'm going to just go with Taker because Taker is he's easy to manage, but Brock is very scary.
You should have told stories like that. They would love that, man.
Yeah, I don't want to I get nervous. So
Sure.
I don't want to yell over the show.
They hung on to every little word that you said. Every little story that you back behind the scenes information. They were all about it, man.
That you already probably know.
So listen, it was really cool because again, a lot of my friends are big wrestling fans, and it was a big deal to them that you were there because come on, man! Having a WWE veteran at a kickback, for them, that's really. It still is for me, but it was their first time, at that time, and should do more of that, man. It was really cool.
On purpose, not on purpose because it's my real name, but I knew people probably wanted to call me Darren.
Yeah.
But every person I met, I said, "Hey, how are you? I'm Freddie. Nice to meet you."
Yeah.
So
that's what you said to me too. That's how you introduced yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it always catches people off guard, because they think you're gonna be mean and aggressive. Oh, how you doing? My name is Darren. I don't fucking own that name.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Freddie. Nice to meet you. So
and you got comfortable real quick, just chilling on the floor. I love
when
that.
I got to Mike's Palace, I went right to the floor.
Yeah,
because
man.
I was using my booster gun. I got my booster gun. I got my booster gun here. This is this is amazing. I mean, I was working on, I was massaging myself. And,
Yeah.
just.
I feel the difference too. It really works. Wait, I didn't use that one last time.
There's so many prongs.
What is this one? Oh my god, that one hurts more.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's on number 8.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
dude.
so I was just massaging myself, just having a good time at the Summerslam party. Boosting it. This is the way to go.
I didn't know there was different knobs.
Different prongs, and I try to if I could put a butter knife in here and dig it into my neck to like loosen it up, I would. But this has been a lifesaver. So yeah, I was just kicking it at the palace, massaging myself, rolling it out on the floor the entire time, eating like crazy. And Mike was feeding me the strawberry shortcake ice cream.
Oh, which is my ice cream, by the way.
I'm like, just feeding my ass. I said, all right, I'm okay. I'll have 1, 2.
Yeah.
I think I had like 3 or 4, man.
Yeah, you can't say no to him.
Yeah, I can't. He was not going to back down. Yeah, the spread was great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed SummerSlam. I hope I was able to talk enough about it. It's just like me being a fan and being in the business. I just know like if, how it is backstage. Things always get changed
and this is really nice to see Brock having a long match because he can deliver, you know? If it's with the right dancing partner. He always has great matches with like smaller guys. Like he had a great match with Finn. AJ Styles, he was so generous with AJ, like letting him like get all the shit in, you know? And it was a really fun and like easy match to watch. And again, I understand why WrestleMania, why the match was so short, because it was kind of like a shock for the shock value. Like, really quick, and it was the first match of the night, so to open it up with a bang, like, damn, like Seth beat him real fast, so all right, shoot, what else is next? Let's go. But like, it's really nice that they really have the match that they deserve, and this is the closing of the whole Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins storyline.
And it shows you how much I'm out of the loop. I'm like, oh, what? Brock lost? Is he going back to the UFC? And then you're like, nah, bro, he retired. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
like Riddle.
Bro.
Like, shit, man. Him and I would be good traveling partners, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. Well, that was SummerSlam, and again, you give it a 9 out of 10. I give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it's my peers, man.
It's great.
Those are the people I've traveled with, all over the world. So I'm gonna give it a 9.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, and I'm glad everyone's safe and sound, and all that other good stuff. I'm very excited. At the end of the month, StarCast. I'm gonna be doing a autograph meet and greet from 3 to 5 on Friday, August 30th. And I think from 6 to 7:30 that Friday, I'm going to be doing a panel discussion with some of the best in wrestling when it comes to LGBTQ issues or civil rights issues. So it's going to be just talking about the state of wrestling when it comes to LGBTQ and African American. So I'm very excited to just tell my story, share my stories. I'm going to be coming there with my gear too, just in case.
Yeah, of course.
Because I stay ready.
With your new boots?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I like my gold and black ones. The white ones maybe.
Yeah. But
I stay ready, so I ain't gotta get ready. People ask Bob Backlund, so are you enjoying retirement? I never retired. He always stays ready. So whatever it takes, baby. Whatever it takes. But when we were talking about SummerSlam, before we take it home now, because it's getting there. At SummerSlam, I kept saying, eventually I'll do a fundraiser show, either here in LA, hopefully in LA or New Jersey, and I have to get the Asian Shane O'Mac in the ring. I've got to get Arnold in the ring. I don't know how serious Arnold's about, and he's not really serious about it, but I'm more serious to see Arnold in the ring with me. He's not excited, but it could be. He's not excited at all. Like I want to be able to work with him in the ring, show him how to do some things, and then when the time is right, when we have a fundraiser, hopefully the Covenant House in LA, we can maybe have something. If not wrestle, still be a ring announcer that gets shitted on, and then the babyface makes the save. But that's my goal.
I'm super excited. It's just more nervous. I'm nervous.
Bro, you fucking been part of boy bands and all that shit. It's the same thing. It's performing.
It is not the same thing.
It's not like you're not gonna be doing a tackle, drop down, leapfrog, this, that. You might throw in a leapfrog to catch someone, and then like you might you might do something where they're hitting the ropes and you're we're putting on a show, you know?
Yeah.
We're putting on a show, man. And then I fucking stop, like, what the fuck is he doing? And then you do some kind of jiggity dance like ours do. And then I come into you, and then you can do that to my fucking throat. Like, we're storytelling. So hopefully 2020, I can get my main man, Arnold Pro Wrestling, in the ring.
Yeah, you'll never know.
Yeah, you never know, but hopefully.
Yes.
So that's something that I was talking about a lot Sunday, Summerslam. So hopefully it can happen.
Yeah. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, baby. Block the hate, salute the great.
And cut.